Oh, what was the voice I used for this guy again? Welcome, friends, LostScarf here, and it's time for more Pheonix Wright 3. And here's Godot. Oh my god, I don't like this guy. Oh, here we go. Because I just don't have a voice for him. 1 second was one drop of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Go with that. Shh, silence. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. Get this closer. What's clear? I'm recording, right? Yeah. Zavadi, the truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Huh. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. What? What? Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke May, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends, or they'd tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime. I heard that on the night of the crime. You were all alone on security duty. You have heard correctly. Whoop. Crap. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. Alright, wrong voice. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. What I witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Mask-to-Mask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. Alright, do we have proof of any of these? So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal? My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We're not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the King of Thieves, the great Mask-to-Mask, my arch enemy. I almost said Nanmanini. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Is Godot even doing anything? Like, seriously. Godot's been kind of useless. Getting quieter than usual? Let me see here. Put the volume up a little. There we go. So that would be 1 o'clock on the morning of the 12th, correct? Wait, Pheonix and Sidon aren't the same voice, but I keep kind of getting them near. Whatever. Just thinking about it right now. That's an impressive deduction, Mr. Lawyer. You were on security duty that night. Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it? Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that he never saw him at the crime scene. Precisely, that is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case... Yeah. That's when my nemesis, the infamous Master Mask, dancingly descended upon me. There we go. Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it that you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up on me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby dub you Ace Dunce. Wow. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask, and that's all that I can recall. That's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately I had a third monocle, the security camera at the ready. It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, you have a problem with the photo. Good, then let's continue with the testimony. You know, him not talking helps me. It helps me a lot. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing? That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, sir lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Huh? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too. You see, you have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory is because I have more brains to begin with. Bitch! Ooh! You may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then... About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Yes, what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atme. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. He contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Okay. I think it's the picture that we can use. Alright, honestly, let me look at this really quick. Shut up, Ami Fortune lives with... Okay. Security camera, photo... Try it. No, not there. It doesn't go there. Okay. Oh, wrong button. I didn't mean to press. Blah. 1 second. Just go over here. Okay, right. I keep hitting press because I'm an idiot. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Don't hit press this time. I meant present. Present. Here. No? Something work, please, because I got nothing. This? What? Okay, whatever, let's go. Mr. Atmay, could you take a look at this with that special monocle of yours? Aha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch-nemesis, Master Mask. It is, in point of fact, Master Mask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Oh, right, if there was no struggle. Huh, elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off a piece of clothing. Ripped off? Aha! So he did fight back, okay. You can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atmay. Ooh. Okay, that's good. Get it now. Detective Atmay. You must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Did you want to lose in a one-on-one? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Wait just a moment, sir, old-timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I've been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time, isn't that right? You talk too much. Bitch, please. Witness, so are you now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Freaking coffee. Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atmay, agree completely. Yay! Fight with the thief. Okay, here we go. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atmay cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true, bam, and that's all she wrote. So in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Master Mask? Correct. It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Well, that's certainly understandable. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. Alright. Let's press this guy. Alright, here we go. Beep. So why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I had to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask more questions? Always! Ask about this sensor. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat detecting, infrared, and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was it all yours? The Lordly Taylor department store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Hehehe. Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? No. Okay, next part. What does that mean, discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. sorry, but what exactly does it mean anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget that they were saying 5 seconds ago what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. We didn't clear anything up! Nothing was cleared. Alright, go. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, Luke Atme, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Unfortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Fortunately for me! Okay, so he is talking about the Shishito. The Shishito. Well, the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? A true gentleman fights only with his fists, but they were not enough. You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course, in college I was the second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch-nemesis, Mask to Mask. This guy's a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. No. Powericious? I assumed the Atme fighting stance, but a sudden flash of light blinded me. That of course was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? You were blinded? So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of the woman. Statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing? Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atme guy, he's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. Okay, we're gonna press for the other two things. Ask about the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atme. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. Hehehe. What's wrong, sir lawyer? Oh, you know dang well. Okay. Ask over here. That's about the fighting style. What is this Atme fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the Atme fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about the testimony? It's very important. He never got snuck up on. Of course it's important. We've learned of Detective's secret technique, that's after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Now then, witness. We'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. What even? I put my back to the wall to fight, but the thief's blow landed upon my third eye. Third eye? The camera? Where is this third eye you're talking about? Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you'd like. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases in your own forehead are getting deeper. So Mr. Atmay got hit on the forehead then? That's what he says. I've got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that... Okay, we're done with that. Okay. Of course, you gotta use the new information as a talking point. Don't! I went too far. Present! The sword? Yep. Detective Atmay, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun is this, Sir Lawyer? It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. The arch nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. From behind, huh? But just now you testified that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. It seems I've made another mistake. Detective Atmay, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. What's wrong? That's his voice! To err is human, to forgive divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die, they love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. Oh, whoa. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you are asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that... I'm going for the Mr. He's Damask. I'm thinking he's Damask. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmay's true identity is actually Mask Damask. Ah! We went for it! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmay's story. He says he was hiding at the crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmay. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask Damask. Yeah! But Mr. Wright, this photo clearly shows Mask Damask. The security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor department store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed as a thief and stole the urn. So the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Aha! Master MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atmay, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, sir lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atme, when you assumed the thief's identity... Ah! He threw the coffee! Godot Blend 102, my personal favorite. What the fuck? Mr. Godot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt, Mr. Trite. If this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Is Pheonix scolding hot right now? Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Well, what's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Atme looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atme is, in fact, Master Mask. Has yet to be found is right here. As usual, the defense comes prepared, Your Honor. Very well then, let's see what you've got. Please present proof that Master Mask is actually Luke Atme. Alright. Let's do it. Here's your proof. What do you think, Mr. Godot? It looks to me like Mr. Trite is still a mite sleepy. Damn it! Perhaps he'd like a big mug of my special Godot blend, Blend? Well? No thanks, I'm fine, really. What do I do now? Another mistake like that and I'm through. Without some decisive evidence, I could be risking everything. I've got all I need. I got this here. Let's just go down the line. Do we really not have it? I think that's why the punishment's so light, because we don't have it. Yeah, we don't have enough, or else we would be using this other stuff, right? Right? Like, we'd still be using this evidence, but we haven't, so... We're not done yet. We can't be. No, we don't have it. Alright. Use Ron as evidence. Okay, there we go. So we failed this. Boop! Has yet to be found. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Huh. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get. After all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertions. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think hard and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But, are you going to just give up and let us lose this? So you've come to your senses, have you, sir lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... What? Who? What? Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Mr. Light, what are you doing here? Nicky boy, the thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. Why did she go and grab his bag? You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag, well? Why does it say Ami? That's not the correct urn. That's... the sacred urn. Nick, it's the urn. No, it's not. It is not the urn whatsoever. Order! You, madam. That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants, ace detective Luke Atmay. Oh, Desi, you're the best. Yeah, that's not the urn! Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atmay? Even you are going to have a hard time weaseling out of this one.
Objection!
Not the right urn. Huh, pathetic. Mr. Cadeau, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atmay was involved? Before casting suspicions at Detective Atmay, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight, is that correct? Yeah, well, what about it? Ha! How charming! The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. True, including the office of the good detective here. True. Covered in paint, though. So you found the urn, what does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madam. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we have been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Miss Delight? Please, Knickerbocker, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atmay Detective Agency. Your fingerprints on the urn. I can prove where the urn was. By the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come on now. Okay. Now you're really making me laugh, sir, lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. He wears gloves. May I go on? Good. Now it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place. In any case, I'm always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. Yeah, so unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Now, Nick, what are you going to do now? I've come too far to turn back now. Atmay must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Adrian? Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way until the game's end is the winner. Let me give you an even more important piece of advice, Mr. Wright. You are not going to win this game with that answer. Okay, let's hear it. We can't just insist it's gonna be him. Myers? I don't. What are we going for here? Okay. Do we even have an answer here? Okay, let's see here. Pearls? Pearl's hands are definitely been on it. Okay, alright. Okay, is it possible anyone's has been on this thing? Good for fun. Maya. I already did Maya. Why not do Larry? Have I done everyone by now? I think I've done everyone by now. Ron. Atmay. Master Mask. Here comes your— oh, my fingerprints! Right, because we were about to search the bag. So what is all of this fuss about your fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atme, do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey, Nick! Come on, open it up! Hey, wait a minute! We can't just open this private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on a second, I'm taking it out now. Whatever it is, it feels kinda hard and smooth. Well, hello there. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag at the time, but I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remembered it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atme's office.
Objection.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? Not that what I said. It's what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I paused it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. Thing is, that's not the urn. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it was after the fact. It was after yesterday at the Atme Detective Agency. Huh. This blend. Good old Blend 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all. Okay. Why do people like Godot so much? Order, order, order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take the third hand. Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Nope. Why? Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Master Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Oh god. What, he lost his goddamn mind. Did we really just solve it? That's it? Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atme's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. That's pretty abrupt, what? Well, it looks like the matter has been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Just like Link in that one game. Nick, you were right after all. Or multiple games. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight really wasn't the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. What? Ron himself. You're wrong. Wrong, I tell you. I mean, not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say, Son of a bitch! Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me, I'm him. I'm the one you want. I'm the thief, I tell you. So do it. Pronounce me guilty, please. The court, I don't know what kind of kangaroo court you all think this is, but... The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry and pass, Judge. What are you talking about? I already confessed. I'm the thief, I tell you. Mr. Godot, please don't just stand there drinking coffee. Huh. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes, sir. If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you are Master Mask, then prove it. That's what I mean. Yes, sir, I'll be happy to. He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life to become a man. I know that. I won't fail, I swear. Okay then, talk. We're all listening. Oh well, let's all have a listen to this confession. Are we doing a testimony? Oh my god, we're doing a testimony. Alright, here we go. The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually Master Mask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of the crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo, that's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off after, that's all. I don't know how the paint got on the urn. Also, that's not the right urn! Like, what happened to the urn? Or did the person who animated that animate it wrong? Or draw it, I mean. I don't like the direction this trial has taken. But this is how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway. Huh. You're doing great. Hehehe. Stop it, Mr. Gadoo. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only going to get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true Master Mask. Thanks so much, Mr. Gadoo. I'll do my best. What the balls? Alright, Mr. Wright. I'm afraid this time, it's time for the cross-examination. Why do I keep misreading? Here we go. The truth is, I've been Master Mask all along. Really? You may think you're the real Master Mask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. I haven't told Desi yet about my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. But the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. What should I do? It sounds like we're about to get sidetracked again. Press harder. So why are you holding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals. If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with? Considering what his wife is, holy crap! Don't lose that girl. Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desaholic. So you do have a complicated family situation after all. Alright, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you. Has he been stealing to keep paying for her things? I thought you were going to be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you're the real Master Mask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy? Hey no, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim. Or a change. Come on, Nick, you know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time to put it to work already. I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be Master Mask. Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we? For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, He has an alibi as KB, but let's keep going. You've got no alibi. He ugly. Yeah, he ugly. I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard of a defendant brag about having no alibi. But I tell you, I was in Lodi Tele that night. No, that's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove that he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but... Huh, you think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi? Yeah. I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh, I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Yeah, he was pretty confident. What the hell? Well then, let's see this evidence already. Show this court evidence that proves where your client was on the night of the crime. What is with the paint, though, is my question. Wallet. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Yes, it does. I had lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you'd lost your wallet? Let's see, I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at the KB Security headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious. Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB Security that night. No! So if the defendant was at KB Security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No. Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB Security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? And stop drinking that damn coffee. Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the one who calls me Mr. Thief, Mr. Godot. Alright, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Look, it's just ridiculous. Why would I have dropped my wallet at KB Security? Someone must have planted it there to make it look like I was there, and not at the heist. Planted it there? He's really reaching now. Mr. Delight, you probably dropped your wallet when you took it out to use this, didn't you? The keycard to KB Security's CEO office. No. Huh. That was a pretty good try, Mr. Trite. Unfortunately, you've overlooked one small thing. What? Motive, of course. Why would this thief go to KB Security in the middle of the night anyway? Well, Mr. Knight, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. Ugh, the stupid kid. Now then, let's see your evidence. The evidence that shows why Mr. Delight went to KB Security at 1 a.m. that night. Right there. Red diamond? Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. But blackmail? Yes. Basically, it says, bring $50,000. That certainly sounds like blackmail, alright. At the time of the theft, Mr. Delight was dealing with the blackmailer himself. In the KB Security Studio, CEO's office, a full hour in an... In KB Security's CEO office, a full half an hour away from the scene of the crime. No. Okay. Order! So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB Security. Looks like a perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge, but to me... Well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. Well, what are you trying to say? You say that the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But did you actually investigate the CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. I thought he was the CEO! Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof. I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what to think of it as myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office. But you will need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're going to have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? There is someone else who can testify. This is the person that can testify that the key card was used at 1 AM that night. Larry? Who is this useless-looking young man? Oh my god! Larry! You don't remember him, Your Honor? Not exactly. But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked that out from his memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh. The question at hand is, this keycard. Yep, that's the keycard they use in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You need to get into the room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. But it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. Ugh. Ah! Oh my god! Really? Really, spit take? Really? 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 Well, Mr. Godot, the name of the CEO of the KB Security is Kane Bullard. I was unable to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own special number, and they leave detailed records of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 AM on the morning of the crime. But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Master Mask in this photo. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. So then. Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Master Mask. Good job, you did it, Nick! That's enough! I came perilously close to besmirching the record of a young, innocent man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Ugh. Well, what's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment. But before I do that, do you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Oh my god, if it happens again, not guilty. Okay, it didn't happen, okay. Ah, I swear if that happened again. Court is now adjourned. Well, we did it! That was a crazy case. October 13th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 4. Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy! Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Aw, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. I just know I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Oh, pearls. Got a bad feeling about this. Ah, who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just a, You're blushing. How dare you do this in front of Miss Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself. She slapped him. I'm gonna believe she slapped him right in the dick. Because she can't reach that high. Yeah, she slapped me. Pearly? This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Ah, Mr. Nick? Yes? You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back real and quiet. No! You've got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you. Ow! A double slap. He's a Pokemon. Well, anyway, all's well that ends well, right? We got the secret urn back, and the thief has been caught. Yes, so what? It's all thanks to Nickaball here. But actually, it was you, Mr. Light, that brought us our urn back. Problem. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please. Don't embarrass me. If we won the case, then why does this guy still look so glum? But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point to know? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I'd appreciate it, Dizzy. But the thing is... Come on, give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Amigo? Mr. Godot, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Trite. What? Maybe you should learn my name before you call me Buddy. Well, playtime is over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered. Oh god, we're in the next case. Alright. Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? But body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th. Oh, snap! Oh, this just happened! He wanted to be caught as a thief, so it wasn't caught as a killer? Is that what's going on? 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time that cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB's security was being murdered. I thought he was going to say his life was stolen. So then, what are you doing here? Oh, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Or have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Help me out. What? On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on, don't tell me you didn't know it. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security. It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is going to be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. No way! He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie. It can't be true. Oh, but I am a thief, I tell you. Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time, the charge is much more serious. This time you'll be tried for murder. What? This is impossible. So did Ron Delight actually steal money from KB Security instead? I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Trite. Ugh, you and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward. Mr. Nick, is there something personal between you two? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight. Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Yeah, around it. Arrested for murder on this very same day he's declared innocent of the larceny. What the heck's going to happen next? To be continued. Oh my god, cliffhanger! That's quite the cliffhanger. Holy crap! Oh well, they put up that tune. Save. Were they just doing the cases and ran out of budget, so they're like, let's just cut this case quick and do another? I don't. It's so weird how the cases go. But we're not done with case number 2, then, are we? Huh. Interesting. All right. Well. That right there is the game for now. I had fun. Hope you fun watching. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Things come by, and see you next time.